stay up, and the teams who consistently fail against the other bottom half teams will probably be the ones who go down. And the big positive for Telford, Mark, as the teams come out in front of us here, is that, and positives are hard to find, frankly, at the moment for Telford, but the big positive is that the way the league has panned out, Altrincham and Stalybridge almost look already as though they're cut adrift.
Yeah.
And I know that miracles can happen. You only have to look at Telford last season when they miraculously survived from a point at this time of year where it looked absolutely impossible for them to do so. But you would have to say that Altrincham and Stalybridge look as though they...
A man who's been remembered in the most affectionate of ways this week, Graham Taylor, who sadly died at the age of 72. But we're underway in this game, AFC Telford United against Curzon Ashton at the Bucks Head on BBC.
I won't be surprised if we see those two swap over during the course of the game. It's something that Rob Smith has tried repeatedly this season, whichever combination he's had up there, just swapping the two either side of the central striker.
Here come Curzon Ashton, though, on the right-hand side with the central midfielder Wright, who plays in an advanced role, cuts inside, gets his shot away and wins the corner. Yeah, tells you all you need to know. Curzon Ashton have it in the back four now, and they go long towards Cummins, who holds the ball up on halfway under pressure from Dielna. And here's Tomsit. Gainsborough are 1-0 up against Altrincham. No surprise there, but in the live table that will send them above AFC Telford, by the way. Again, just confirming how important this game is as Curzon Ashton have it on the right-hand side. And they're still trying to patiently probe and pass and work gaps in the Bucks back four. Here's Alex Brown, captain today for Curzon Ashton. Jordan Wright now with the ball in midfield. Drops deep from his position, playing alongside Cummins nominally. Makes it a 3 in there. Plenty of midfielders for both sides, and here's Telford's Kissack wins the ball back. He then loses out to Wright. And Bailey from fullback comes forward under the challenge from Kissack, and Montgomery has to be sharp off his line to beat Alex Brown to the ball, which sort of bobbled through after a deflection. Coming forward again. I said they were hit and miss. They look in the mood today. And here is Wright, looking for the overlapping fullback. Bailey gets the ball into the penalty area towards the back post, and it's Cummins who launches himself at it in the game now. Samuels has it on the right. Hodge back to Samuels. He gets his cross in, and it's towards Wilson at the back post. Wins the header, but it's cleared in front of goal by one of the Curzon Ashton central defenders. And
yeah, move it quickly, and Telford will have to be wary of that. And they'll have done the homework on Telford as well. They'll know that this is a new central defensive partnership, particularly with Dielna in there alongside McCone, and they'll want to get at them and test them out early on.
Here they come again down the left this time, and Bailey, who pops up from fullback in central midfield a lot. Cross comes in, Cummins with a header, and it's a goal for Curzon Ashton. They take the lead after just 12 minutes, and the pressure leads to an early breakthrough. Cross in from the left-hand side, and Cummins had gotten in between Dielna and McCone, and it was an easy header in the end. Telford 0, Curzon Ashton 1. Gainsborough are now 2 up against Altrincham, by the way, in the live table. Telford just a point and a place above the relegation zone as things stand. 14 minutes gone, 1-0 to Curzon Ashton. In it comes from Hampson, it's low, and it's beaten everybody. Montgomery gets a hand to it, and McCone wins a free kick at the far post, fighting for it, but that could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
They're putting pressure on some tough games to come in the National North season, as Curzon Ashton have it on the left-hand side. Throw in taken long, headed back at their own goal by McCone, and they're fighting in midfield, and Wilson wins the ball and gets a free kick close to the edge of the Curzon Ashton penalty area. Placed this with purpose, and he's shaping up to take it, and he's only got one thing in mind. He's going to shoot. It's about 6 or 7 yards to the right of the D, so perfect, as Steve says, for the left-footed player, which Dielna is. And here it comes, and it's straight into the wall. Gave it the big build-up, and it was poor in the end. Cameron might well get the next one, you sense, but he loses out on the far side.
Fullbacks push high as well, don't they? That's the other thing you notice in what essentially is a 4-4-2. The two fullbacks, in fact, here's one of them.
Here's Bailey into the penalty area, shoots, and it's wide.
And Bailey passing it and playing an attacking style of football is certainly more entertaining, but ultimately what supporters want to see is their team winning football matches. So however best to achieve that with the players you have at your disposal, you have to do it.
That's Sam Allardyce on BBC Radio Shropshire's. Wilson gets a header in on goal, cross from deep from the right-hand side, and an equaliser out of nothing. Josh Wilson with a little flick header level with the penalty spot. He gets in between the central defenders this time, and Telford equalises for Mason, but he didn't. It just skidded off his forehead and into the far corner. Really well taken. And here come Telford again with Hodge edge of the penalty area. They're growing in confidence now. Jones looking for Kissick in the penalty area, but the pass is too long. With the free kick, he takes all of the set pieces. The left back, he's over on the right hand side now, and they've got bodies forward into the penalty area again, and Hampson with a decent ball in, and Montgomery comes a long way, doesn't get there. It's headed goalwards in the end by Brown and goes wide. It's still alive though over on this far side. Jonathan Hunt will come forward from central defence to take. Again, it's a good crossfield pass, and Hampson on the right hand side. Cross comes in towards Cummins, and Dielna does well to stretch out his leg and take it away from the striker.
Minutes or so of this game, and Telford right in it here.
Jones with the free kick from the right hand side. It's gone in low, and it's come off a Curzon Ashton defender as they look to turn this around in the most unlikely circumstances before half time. In it comes towards the penalty spot, misses McCone. Hodge will try and keep it alive on this far side, twisting and turning, and plays it back to Samuels. Dielna's with him, but he goes all the way back to Montgomery. Don't get any more. Instead, Telford allow Rowney to play it back to Montgomery, and they're on the attack now. Turn and shot from distance. It's not held by the goalkeeper. Wilson tries to put him under pressure. I think it was Hodge who got it away, left down the stairs for a drink or a pie.
Yeah, always disappointing that, isn't it, when you send so many bodies forward as Telford did there. Really committed plenty of men into the penalty area for that free kick, and then the delivery not quite there as the half-time whistle goes. Onto
the pitch. I wonder if that will signify a change of shape for Telford, because Royal has taken up a position in the middle of the park, and actually John Paul Kissick has moved out onto the right. I'll get Steve to keep an eye on that.
Time, but yeah, it looks almost like more of a 4-4-2. Kissick's definitely come out to this right-hand side.
Rowney out to the left back, Hampson, and he's beaten Kissick, and he's running into the penalty area, and he's beaten Ray, and Kissick's fouled him. Is that... Oh, it's right on the edge of the penalty area. 8 yards to the left of the D, close to the edge of the penalty area, and here is Bailey for Curzon Ashton, and it's easy for Montgomery. Basically played it straight into the goalkeeper's chest. A poor effort in the end.
Yeah, no defensive sense for Rob Smith, the substitution.
It's Wilson and Jones over it, and it's going to be Jones, and it's well over the crossbar. Own goal has given Arsenal a 2-goal lead in the Premier League against Swansea, and Curzon Ashton have a free kick on this near side for a foul on Brown. And again, Bailey, the right back, comes over to the left, but this is slightly too far out for the shot. This is going to be a cross in towards the far post, I would think, and it's going to be taken quickly, and that's exactly what it is, and that's a really good chance, and it was Hunt who got the header in.
You need to get him into the game, and you want him influencing the game in those central areas like this.
Here is Kissick cutting inside this time. Through ball forward to Wilson is applauded, but he didn't quite get there, and that's what... Tamworth have got a goal back against Halifax, but it's still 4-1, so I wouldn't worry about that. Wilson has it over on that far side for Telford, lays it back. That's Ray, and it's in. In fact, it's Jones again, isn't it, for the second week in succession. Eddie Jones, edge of the penalty area, right-footed, in off the crossbar. Lovely finish from Jones, who's been pushed further forward in this second half, and he's made the breakthrough. It's Telford 2, Curzon Ashton 1.
Yeah, just a simple ball into Eddie Jones.
Yeah, it was a terrific strike from Jones, and they look great when they go in off the bar, don't they? But Curzon Ashton trying to get back into it straight away. Guest on the near side forces his way into the penalty area, and Montgomery has to come in on a regular basis.
Yeah, we just said he was getting further forward as well. He was popping up in and around the penalty area since half time, following the tactical switch. There's some credit there as well.
Left-hand side for Hyam coming forward from full back. Into Wilson, turns on the penalty spot. Wilson, and his shot saved. That was a really good chance.
Over the last 6 weeks where they've been in good positions like this and haven't capitalised.
Here's Jones. Cuts into the penalty area. Jones shoots from distance. It's blocked at the near post. And he is such a threat breaking forward from midfield. The right-hand side now. But Telford keep their shape very well. Hall, the substitute, gets his cross in, and Montgomery's missed it. Cummins got a touch, and it's beaten everyone and the far post. And then it falls back to Dielna, who does whack it clear left-footed. Return with interest all the way through to Montgomery under pressure from Cummins, and the goalkeeper collects well. Side, keeps it in. Jones has it in the penalty area. His first touch is heavy, but he keeps possession. Gets to the byline, crosses too close to the goalkeeper, Mason, back for Telford, but in turn plays an aimless ball down the line, which Brown cuts out. Guest wants handball against Samuels as he charges down the cross. Kissick gives it to Hodge over on that far side, looking to make it safe for Telford. Hodge into the penalty area, and then he runs it out over on that far side. Heavy touch. And Curzon Ashton have it back. Ennis out to the right hand side. Cross comes in, headed away by McConey's a poor one, and it's returned goalwards. And that was a fantastic chance. I think Dielna got the block in. That was a terrific opportunity, and it's spurned by Curzon Ashton. The ball again, but only as far as Ennis, and now it's on the far side, and Curzon Ashton come forward again, and this time the cross is charged down at the near post. Dielna threw himself at it again, as did Ray. Lost it in midfield as well through Royal, and Curzon Ashton bring it forward into the penalty area, still running, and on goes Hall, and he blazes it over the crossbar.
Need to get involved in, keep the concentration, that's what matters.
Goalkeeper Mason launches it into the penalty area. That's too close to Montgomery, and the home fans are delighted as the goalkeeper leaps and collects. And one thing Curzon Ashton haven't managed to produce in this second half is the quality in the final third to go with some of their tidy play in the middle third, because they are a decent football team, but haven't created nearly enough for their possession or the amount of possession they've had. And now Mason's under pressure, and he's caught out here, and that's surely a penalty. It is. Mason with a terrible error, beaten to it in the end by Tony Donaldson. I think was it the substitute in the end who got in between him and the ball, and what an awful moment for the goalkeeper Mason.
Yeah, can't be a hat-trick of misses for Josh Wilson from the spot, surely. Missed a penalty in each of his last two games, Josh Wilson.
Wilson to make the point safe, does so to the goalkeeper's left, and that is an all-important 3 points for AFC Telford United. It's the third goal of the game, it's a second for Josh Wilson, and Telford are breathing much easier near the bottom of the Conference North tonight. Telford 3, Curzon Ashton 1.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Josh Wilson, my man of the match, and fitting to see him get that third goal right on 90 minutes here, just ticking over
to 3-1 here. And it comes towards the far post, and it's beaten everyone. It's out for a goal kick, and that should surely be that. I just mentioned, and it is going to be Wilson. Takes a shot, and it's wild, well over the crossbar, but at least it is into the back of the stand, although it bounces back and into the end of the netting behind the goal. But again, we are just waiting for the full-time whistle, and we forgive Josh Wilson for having a go, even though it wasn't the best. So Curzon Ashton, can they find a late consolation? Bailey has it on the far side, ball down the line, and that is the final whistle. And a cheer goes up around the Bucks' head, because that is a vital 3 points for AFC Telford United. Having gone a goal down early in this game, we feared the worst, but 3 goals from pretty much 3 chances has turned this around for Telford.